respect for their courage, father of Jawad Khan, Mr. Nader Ali. And brother of Mrs. Rifat, our friend, dear friend, Dr. Zahid Farooq Beg. Thank you very much. In a country where cadaveric organ donation is still rare, and where misconceptions, cultural hesitations, and lack of awareness remain major barrier, these families chose compassion over grief and humanity over hesitation. Their decisions did not save lives, it created hope, restored dignity, and set an example for the entire nation. On behalf of Pakistan Society of Nephrology, I want to say this clearly and publicly. Your courage and generosity have elevated you to the highest level of honor in our profession. We have invited you today not as a symbolic guest, but as true heroes, because progress in transplantation is not possible without people like you. Please accept our deepest gratitude, respect, and admiration. Before I move on, I would like to extend a special and heartfelt welcome to our distinguished foreign delegates and international faculty who have traveled from across the globe to with us today. Your willingness to share knowledge, experience, and wisdom with us strengthens academic collaboration and bridges the gap between global advances and local practice. We deeply value your friendship, your mentorship, and your continued support for nephrology in Pakistan. Please consider Pakistan Society of Nephrology your academic home. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pakistan Society of Nephrology is the premier professional body representing nephrologists across Pakistan. Since its inception, PSN has remained committed to promoting excellence in clinical nephrology, advancing education, training, and research, advocating for ethical and equitable kidney care, supporting young nephrologists and trainees, raising public awareness about kidney disease and transplantation. PSN today stands as a vibrant, growing, and inclusive society, bringing together clinicians, researchers, and trainees under one umbrella with a shared mission: better kidney health for Pakistan. Last year, we signed an MOU with CCL Pharma to launch the Reno Olympics, an academic competition for nephrology residents across Pakistan. After successfully conducting rounds in all major cities, we are now proud to host the grand finale. A substantial prize awaits the winner as a token of appreciation for the hard work, commitment, and dedication of our young doctors towards excellence in patient care. This initiative is not just about competition, it is about encouraging academic excellence, promoting teamwork and confidence, creating a culture of healthy learning. This reflects our strong belief that the future of nephrology lies in empowering our trainees. I am pleased to announce that an MOU with Nabi Qasim Pharmaceutical will be signed tomorrow, under which the company is offering prizes to residents who will win the clinical case competition throughout Pakistan. This collaboration is a fine example of how ethical partnership can directly benefit education and research, while maintaining academic independence. Additionally, in recognition of the importance of digital connectivity, PSN has undertaken major steps toward modernization. A new dynamic and interactive PSN website has been developed, This platform will serve as a hub for academic resources, conference updates, guidelines and announcements, and member engagement. I'm also excited to share that PSN mobile application is in the development and will be launched coming week, literally bringing PSN to your fingertips. In addition, we will be signing an MOU with OCC Pharma, who will serve as the digital partners of PSN and lead all digital initiatives of the society. Another landmark MOU will be signed with CCL Pharma to establish a nationwide training program for hemodialysis technicians aimed at improving the quality of dialysis care across Pakistan. Together, these initiatives reflect PSN's firm commitment to raising the standards of kidney care in the country. I would like to highlight a milestone from the last summer when PSN, in collaboration with the team PIMS, successfully organized NephroCon in Murray, under supervision of our vibrant General Secretary, Professor Sajid Abbasi. It was a conference that combined high-quality academic content with an environment that encouraged reflection, interaction, and collaboration. The response from the participants was overwhelmingly positive, and NephroCon has now set a benchmark for future thematic and seasonal academic meetings. During my term, the Pakistan Society of Nephrology has placed strong emphasis on meaningful international and regional collaboration. An important milestone for the Pakistan Society of Nephrology has been our collaboration with the International Society of Nephrology, which led to a nationwide series of point-of-care ultrasound courses. The centerpiece of this initiative was a structured 6-month program, beginning with the on-live interactive sessions culminating in an intensive 5-day hands-on training at KRL Hospital, followed by formal assessment and CPSP accredited certification. This ambitious project would not have been possible without the tireless efforts of Professor Dr. Saeed, lead nephrologist from Sunderland. I am especially proud that many participants from these programs have now evolved into mentors themselves. I am proud to share that at WCN 2026, for the first time, a Pakistani Dr. Ahad Qayyum will serve as the chair of the ISN Educational Ambassador Program, reflecting the collective efforts of my cabinet and team. Our collaboration with the International Society for Peritoneal Dialysis through its fellowship program has been equally transformative. With the generous support of Professor Edwina Brown and Professor Rajneesh Malhotra, PSN facilitated in-country training for PD fellows from across Pakistan, significantly strengthening local capacity. This renewed momentum, inspired by the pioneers such as Professor Magdi Yaqub and Professor Stanley Fenn, culminated in the successful second International PD Conference in Karachi. I commend Professor Salman Imtiaz, Professor Noman Tarif, Dr. Ahad Qayyum, and Dr. Faiza Saeed for their leadership, and I'm confident that peritoneal dialysis in Pakistan is in very safe hands. I am also delighted to report that this year, for the first time, a Pakistani will chair the ISPD International Liaison Committee at the ISPD conference in Cape Town, none other than my dear Dr. Ahad Qayyum. Regionally, PSN continues to strengthen academic ties with Oman, India, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka, including ongoing collaborative research and educational initiatives. These partnerships reflect our shared commitment to advancing nephrology and improving patient care across the region. I also wish to acknowledge the outstanding contribution of our research task force led by Dr. Azhar Waheed, Professor Mujtaba Qadri, and Dr. Shokat Mehman, whose National Journal Club initiative has strengthened research, understanding, and critical appraisal skills among residents and senior nephrologists alike. These collective efforts truly reflect PSN's commitment to education, collaboration, and excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, organizing a conference of this scale is never easy. The fact that we are gathered here today with strong national and international participation is in itself a significant achievement. This conference reflects the growing strength of PSN, the trust of our members, and the collective effort of the organizing committee, scientific committee, sponsors, and volunteers. I would like to acknowledge and thank each and every individual who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this event possible. As we move forward, PSN remains committed to strengthening transplant programs, promoting disease organ donation, supporting research and innovation, expanding international collaboration, and advocating for patient-centered kidney care. We believe that progress in nephrology is not achieved in isolation. It requires unity, vision, and sustained effort. As many of you know, my term as president, along with the tenure of the current executive committee, comes to its conclusion. And very shortly, the leadership of PSN will pass on to a new president and a new executive council. Leadership in a professional society is not about individuals. It is about continuity, trust, and collective vision. Every team builds upon the foundations laid by those before them, and then in turn hands over a stronger institution to the next. On behalf of the outgoing executive committee, I would like to express my deep gratitude to all PSN members for the confidence, support, and guidance you have given us during our tenure. Whatever we have achieved has been possible only because of teamwork, mutual respect, and shared purpose. I take this opportunity to wholeheartedly congratulate the incoming president and his team. We are confident that under their leadership, PSN will continue to grow academically and its national impact. We wish them every success, wisdom in decision-making, unity in leadership, and continued progress for nephrology in Pakistan. You will have our full support as colleagues, mentors, and members of this society. As I conclude, I once again welcome all our guests. Thank you, honored donor families. Appreciate our residents and young nephrologists and acknowledge the efforts of everyone who made this conference possible. May this meeting strengthen our resolve, deepen our collaboration, and inspire us to serve our patients with excellence and compassion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your visionary leadership and inspiring words. I'll request President PSN to present shields to the guest of honor. नहीं वो अगर नहीं चले जाएंगे तो वो गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर कर देंगे. Mr. Noor Dard, father of Jawad, please come on the stage. Professor Dr. Zahid Farooq, brother of Mrs. Rifat. I request Mr. Noor Dad, father of Jawad, to come on the stage for a few words.
औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। शुरू करता हूँ अल्लाह के नाम से जो निहायत रहम करने वाला और मेहरबान है। सबसे पहले मैं डॉक्टर ज़ाहिद नबी साहब और उसकी टीम का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ कि उसने मुझे मौका दिया और हमें बुलाया। मेरा बेटा जवाद ख़ान 31 मई 2025 को उसका एक्सीडेंट हुआ और उसको मैंने हयाताबाद मेडिकल कम्प्लेक्स में एडमिट किया। 3 जून को डॉक्टरों ने फैसला किया कि इसका ब्रेन डेथ हुआ है, लेकिन 2 दिन मैंने डॉक्टरों को बताया कि इसको इंतज़ार करना, ये ठीक हो जाएगा। लेकिन 2 दिन बाद डॉक्टरों ने दोबारा बताया कि इसका ब्रेन डेथ हुआ है, ये किसी सूरत बच नहीं सकता। फिर उसी दौरान हमने ये फैसला किया कि मेरा बेटा तो इस दुनिया से जा रहा है, लेकिन मुझे ये हरगिज़ मंजूर नहीं था। तो मैंने अल्लाह की रज़ा के लिए उसकी अर्गन डोनेट की और ये फैसला किया। उसकी वजह से 5 लोगों को ज़िंदगी मिली, लेकिन वहाँ पर हमने बात ख़त्म नहीं हुई। उसके बाद वज़ीर आला खैबर पख्तूनख्वा ने मुझे दावत दिया और उसने मुझे मौका दिया कि आज तुमको मैं इजाज़त देता हूँ, तुम जो कुछ मांग रहे हैं मांग लो अपने लिए। लेकिन मैंने दोबारा भी अपने लिए कुछ नहीं मांगा। मैंने उसको बताया कि वज़ीर आला साहब, आपने अगर मुझे कुछ देना है तो मुझे मत देना, लेकिन मेरे बेटे का नाम निसाब में शामिल करो, ताकि आने वाले वक्त में 9th क्लास का स्टूडेंट जो है वो पढ़े देखे और आने वाली नस्ल में ये बात जो है आम हो जाए और लोगों का ज़िंदगी बचाए और अर्गन डोनेट करें। और जिस गांव से मैं ताल्लुक़ रखता हूं, उस गांव का नाम अमान कोट है, जो इंतहाई पहाड़ी इलाका है। वहां पर जब कोई बीमार होता है तो लोग उसे चारपाई में बांध कर नीचे लेकर आता है और अस्पताल में एडमिट करता है। तो मैंने उसको बताया कि वज़ीर आला साहब, आप हमारे गांव के लिए जवाद ख़ान जहाँ का रिहाइश है उसके लिए रोड का मंजूरी करो। तो वज़ीर आला साहब ने वो मंजूरी भी किया। फिर उसके बाद लोगों ने, हमारे रोस्तम तहसील के लोगों ने हमारे ऊपर बहुत इत्तेमाद किया और लोगों ने मुझे बताया कि क्यों नहीं, आपने इतना बड़ा कुर्बानी दिया है तो इसके लिए हम एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाना चाहते हैं, आप हमारा साथ अगर मिलना चाहते हो। तो फिर हमने उसके लिए एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है जवाद ख़ान अर्गन डोनर शहीद फाउंडेशन, इसका जो है ना हमने आगाज़ किया, जो हमें तकरीबन 12 तारीख को हमें उसमें जो है ना अपने KPK गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से हमारा जो है रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट हमें मिला। और पिछले 25 जनवरी को हमने अपने इलाके में एक कॉन्फ्रेंस किया। उस कॉन्फ्रेंस में हमारे साथ 150 लोगों ने ये अहद किया कि हम मरने के बाद अपना अर्गन डोनेट करेंगे। और उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में 50 लोगों ने अपना अर्गन मरने के बाद डोनेट किया और फार्म साजी की और अपने आप को MTRA के साथ रजिस्टर किया। बस हमारा तो यहाँ तक काम था, हमने किया। और आइंदा भी हमारा जहाँ भी ज़रूरत पड़ेगा, जिसको भी ज़रूरत पड़ेगा, और हमने अपना भी मरने के बाद अपना पूरे ख़ानदान का अर्गन जो है ना हमने डोनेट किया है। और आगे आप लोगों की भी हमारा ये दरख्वास्त है, मरने के बाद कोई भी जो है ना, अगर एक किडनी या एक आँख या एक जो है गुर्दा, वो जिगर, दिल वगैरह, ये मरने के बाद जो है ना ये मिट्टी में मिल जाता है, किसी काम का नहीं होता। अगर किसी मरीज़ को लग जाता है तो ये हमारे लिए भी और आपके लिए भी है, और इंशाअल्लाह हमारे अगले जान में हमारे लिए भी ये काम आएगा। क्योंकि अल्लाह ने कुरान में फरमाया है कि जिसने किसी एक का जान बचाया तो इसने पूरी इंसानियत की जान बचाई। वस्सलाम।
Thank you so much, Mr. Noor Dad. I may request the respected executive members to, you can now move back to your seats. Thank you. ठीक है, ठीक, ठीक. One of the most innovative academic initiatives of this year has been the PSN Ren Olympics. This initiative was born from a strategic partnership, a memorandum of understanding signed with CCL Pharma to foster the healthy competition and updated clinical knowledge among our trainees. After rigorous preliminary rounds conducted across various cities of Pakistan, we have the best of the best here tonight. I now invite the city winners to the stage for the grand finale. So, winner. I'll invite the winners from Lahore, Dr. Hassan Abdullah, Dr. Umul Baneen, Dr. Amara Mazahir, winners from Islamabad, Dr. Arbab, Dr. Faryal, Dr. Hajra Arshad. Winners from Peshawar, Dr. Wahid Suhail, Dr. Zaryab Ahmed Khan, Dr. Aisha. We have one winner from Karachi, Ariba, Dr. Ariba. I will now invite CCL Senior Brand Manager, Dr. Kamal, to take over. I would like to invite Dr. Vakar as well. Assalamu alaikum everyone. On the behalf of CCL Pharmaceutical, Reno Olympic was created as a bold learning platform for the nephrology fellows to compete in learning, managing the decision making, as well as taking the case studies with speed. Under the esteemed leadership of President Professor Dr. Zahid Nabi and Pakistan Society of Nephrology members, this initiative now evolved as National Game of Pakistan Society of Nephrology. Today we are here for the grand finale with the permission of President Professor Dr. Zahid Nabi as well as the members of Pakistan Society of Nephrology, we are going to start it. With the permission of the jury, sir, shall we start it? Now I would like to invite my co-host, Professor Dr. Sajid. Sir, please come on stage.
I hope that all of you are very excited and very tense as well. Nervous? Okay. Good luck to all of you.
Hope so all are connected.
Okay, check for the connection. ठीक है चेक So all of you know the rules. So because all of you have gone through this the last time. So first you have to answer the correct one. The answer should be correct, and the second is it should be very quick. So the more number will be for those who has answered the quick, the first, the answer should be correct, and the second it should be quick. So that is the rule.
Sir, why not we tell the audience as well as about the game of the rules?
Yeah. So the game is that basically all of the candidates, they will get the basically the SCQs. That is the pattern. So the rule is the answer should be quick. I think they can be 2-3 candidates. They can click the same answer. But if it's quick, so who would be the quick? He will get the more marks or the more points. And on the point table, once there would be the first, for example, the answer, you can see that on the point table, he would get the more points who will click the first.
Okay. So let's start it. So the first question for the case study. Okay, so my request, I know audience is very excited about the Reno Olympic, so this is only for the grand finale, finalist of the regional list. So my request, जो हमारे extra candidates हैं, जिन्होंने हमें audience से join किया है, तो please इसको sign out कर दें. So people are very excited. Yeah. My request, Dr. Amara हमारे साथ रहेंगी, Arbab, Ariba Nisar is joined 2 times. Bills, who is bill? Please remove it. We can't pay the bill, please. My request, anyone the bill, please remove.
Yes, because now you can't join because the time is up. This is the final. So.
We go.
Okay, Hassan Abdullah on top and Dr. Faryal on second with Arbab on third. Great. Next. Okay, the equation is more or less same. Hassan, Freya, and come on. I think equation is same. Hassan on top, Faryal on second. Position is changed. So third position is changed basically. position is changed. Third is again changed. Again, position change. Good, good. Well done, everyone.
Your clapping made
Yeah. So I think we should support them.
half round हो गया sir. Half round is
Okay.
done.
Half is done. Oh, third is changed. So it's a competition for the third one, but same. Oh, slightly change in the position. So it's a tough competition is going on. Position is changed now. Great.
Sir, इनसे पूछे ना who will be the winner?
Close contest.
Say girl is back now.
Yeah.
Positions are again
Yeah,
changed.
again changed.
The two boys on the top. So the second last question. So let's see girl will win or not.
Yeah. So,
Your vote is for boys or the girls?
so equal vote.
No biasness. So the last one. सर आप पूछ रहे हैं हसन अब्दुल्ला को कौन स्पॉट पे रहना है बाकी लोग तब तक को नेटवर्क कनेक्ट करवा रहा हूँ
Okay. हो गया नेट कनेक्ट. चलें जी. Let's take the last question, and it will decide the final results. The last vote, last question.
सर कर दूँ
जी जी. Let's start. To 27, 26, 25. I think few of them have already answered it.
11 नहीं करेंगे सर आज
Yeah.
the most easiest question of
Yeah.
this finale. And Sir, finally the girl is also here.
चलें जी.
ठीक है, आप continue करें. Healthy competition sharpens knowledge and strengthens professional unity. Congratulations to all our winners. Congratulations to all our winners for their commendable performance, and thank you all participants who made Renal Olympic possible. I'll invite Dr. Kamal and Dr. Sajid Abbasi to present the prizes. On behalf.
I think I would also like to call all these postgraduate residents are from which institutions? The winner? From Sheikh Zayed? Okay. So, so I think.
On behalf of CCL Pharma, DMS Saeed Omer Maroof, BM Mahmood, and Ahsan Munir will present the prizes. Should I? Dr. Hassan Abdullah, who wins 2 lakhs rupees.
Oh, okay. So I would like to call Professor Abdul Mateen. Professor Mateen, please. जी जी आ जाएं सर आप देना इनके कैंडिडेट हैं ना इनको बुला लें
I'll invite Dr. Zahid Nabi for the next prize, to present the next prize. Dr. Ariba, who wins 75,000 rupees. Sir,
So I would like to call Dr. Tasadduq.
The next prize winner is Wahid Sohail. Ladies, third हो गया? नहीं हुआ? The third prize goes to Dr. Wahid Sohail. Thank you, participants. You can now move back to your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to one of the most anticipated segments of this conference, the award ceremony, where excellence in scholarship and lifelong contribution to nephrology is formally recognized. These awards reflect not only achievement, but the values of commitment, inquiry, and service that define our professional community. The upcoming award holds particular academic significance. For the first time in the history of PSN, at the initiative of President PSN Dr. Zahid Nabi, the Mahdi Yaqub Gold Medal, a Young Researchers Award, has been instituted to recognize the best research paper.
This award will be conferred annually to honor excellence in nephrology research. This time, it is being presented to the best free paper selected through a rigorous evaluation process and reflects excellence in clinical research, scientific methodology, and academic rigor. This medal is named in honor of Professor Mahdi Yaqub in recognition of his enduring contributions to nephrology and transplantation. Professor Dr. Mahdi Yaqub, may I invite you to please present the gold medal. This medal is conferred upon Dr. Babar Rafiq in recognition of the paper entitled Genetic and Clinical Analysis of Chronic Kidney Disease in Pakistani Population. Dr. Babar Rafiq. Congratulations on this outstanding academic achievement. We now proceed to the Lifetime Achievement Award, the highest honor of this conference. This award recognizes an individual whose lifelong contributions to nephrology has shaped clinical practice, education, and professional leadership. Professor Dr. Khaja Saeed Ahmed, who is a distinguished physician and nephrologist with an illustrious career spanning several decades. He graduated from Dhaka Medical College in 1965 and received his early postgraduate training under Professor S.M. Rao. He subsequently pursued further training in the United Kingdom before moving to the United States, where he completed his residency in internal medicine and fellowship in nephrology at Westchester Medical Center, Walhalla, New York. Following his training, Dr. Ahmed practiced internal medicine and nephrology in Westchester County, New York, for several years. In 1986, he returned to Pakistan and established his clinical practice in Islamabad. He later joined Shifa International Hospital at its inception in 1993 and was among its founding members. He served as the founding head of Department of Nephrology and remained associated with Shifa International Hospital for over 3 decades. Dr. Ahmed played a vital role in the development of nephrology services in the region. He was instrumental in the establishment of Pakistan Society of Nephrology and Pakistan Islamic Medical Association Islamabad chapter. He was also among the founding members of the Pakistan Kidney Patients Association and Friends of Shifa Foundation, organizations dedicated to supporting underprivileged patients with kidney disease. Throughout his career, Dr. Ahmed made significant contributions to medical education. He supervised and mentored numerous residents and nephrology fellows, many of whom now hold senior academic and clinical positions nationally and internationally. His commitment to patient care, teaching, and institutional development has left a lasting impact on nephrology practice in Pakistan. Beyond medicine, Dr. Ahmed is known for his passion for cricket. In his earlier years, he was an accomplished cricketer and laid the foundation of Shifa cricket team, serving as its captain. Even after retirement, Dr. Ahmed continues to be held in the high esteem by his patients, colleagues, and trainees who continue to seek his guidance and counsel. In recognition of his lifelong dedication, leadership, and outstanding contributions to the field of nephrology and medicine, the Pakistan Society of Nephrology is honored to confer upon Dr. Khaja Saeed Ahmed the Lifetime Achievement Award. May I request Dr. Zahid Nabi to please present the award to Dr. Khaja Saeed Ahmed. Excellence has many faces, and tonight we are privileged to recognize another. Honoring a legacy, Brigadier Dr. Abdul Halim, a pioneer, a mentor, and a patriot. Professor Dr. Abdul Halim is a graduate of Khyber Medical College. He pursued advanced postgraduate specialization in nephrology and hypertension from the University of London, laying a strong academic foundation for a distinguished clinical and academic career. With a career defined by discipline and service, Professor Dr. Abdul Halim served Pakistan Armed Forces for over 4 decades. He held the role of senior-most nephrologist and advisor to the Army, Navy, and Air Force, continuing in this capacity until his retirement in 2008. His contributions were central to the development and strengthening of nephrology services within military healthcare institutions. In 1994, he became the youngest founding member of the Faculty of Nephrology at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Pakistan. In this role, he helped design the blueprint for structured postgraduate nephrology training, shaping how kidney specialists are trained across the country. As a senior supervisor and examiner for the FCPS and MD programs, Professor Dr. Abdul Halim has personally trained and mentored dozens of nephrologists. Many of his trainees now serve as leading consultants in academic faculty, reflecting his enduring influence on medical education in Pakistan. Professor Dr. Abdul Halim did not limit his work to the clinical practice alone. He advanced nephrology through original research and was the first in Pakistan to diagnose and publish on Wagner's granulomatosis in 1995 and Goodpasture syndrome in 2003. He is a prolific author on ANCA-associated vasculitis, glomerular diseases, and renal transplantation, and publications in prestigious journals, including the World Journal of Urology. He continues his service to the medicine as head of Department of Medicine and Nephrology at Quaid-e-Azam International Hospital, Islamabad, where he remains actively involved in patient care, teaching, and academic leadership. For his meritorious and dedicated service to the Pakistan Armed Forces, for his pioneering research that advanced nephrology practice in Pakistan, and for his visionary leadership in postgraduate medical education, we proudly present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Professor Dr. Abdul Halim. Sir would like to say a few words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award is an important milestone, not because it makes the end of the journey, but because it provides a rare moment to look back at the long, winding road that brought us here. After completing my nephrology training at Royal Postgraduate Medical School, Hammersmith Hospital and Institute of Urology, London, I returned to Pakistan in 1992 to serve in armed forces as consultant nephrologist and as a teacher to Army Medical College. Nephrology as a specialty at that time was still finding its footing in Pakistan. I still remember the energy of those early days. I have distinct honor of being the youngest among the founder of Faculty of Nephrology, College of Physicians and Surgeons, Pakistan. We were a small group to start with a big vision, formalizing a specialty that was desperately needed shortly after I found myself as one of the early members of Pakistan Society of Nephrology. While clinical milestones are gratifying, my heart has always been in classroom at the bedside with my students. And I am proud to say that I have my students right now here sitting in the front row, in the second row, in the third row, and beyond that. Now, to the hundreds of house officers, undergraduate students, and postgraduate trainees in nephrology, I have the privilege to be a mentor. To my students, you are my greatest achievement. Watching you growing from hesitant juniors to start with to confident consultants who are now saving lives across the globe is a reward greater than my expectation. To my students again, you kept me sharp and you ensured that the future of Pakistan Society of Nephrology in its safe hands. As I accept this award, I do not see it as a personal victory, but as a tribute to the collective effort of all the people working with me. Finally, to my family, thank you for the missed dinners, the long waiting night calls, and the support that allowed me to achieve this. Thank you very much.
We now move from pillar of our specialty to another whose work has defined standards of care. Professor Sami J. Khan. Professor Khan obtained his medical degree from King Edward Medical College, Lahore in 1967. He subsequently proceeded to the United States of postgraduate training, completing his residency in internal medicine at New Jersey College of Medicine, followed by a fellowship in nephrology at Loyola University Medical Center, Illinois. He achieved diplomat status with the American Board of Internal Medicine in 1974 and the American Board of Nephrology in 1976. In 1988, he returned to Pakistan and played a pivotal role in establishing nephrology services at Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences and Qaid-e-Azam Postgraduate Medical College. Professor Khan trained numerous physicians in MD and FCPS nephrology programs and served as professor and head of nephrology, later holding the position of chairman. He also served 2 terms as president of the Pakistan Society of Nephrology and was later honored as its patron-in-chief. May I kindly request the honorable awardee to please come forward to receive this recognition. On behalf of organizing committee, sorry, please.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Dear friends, colleagues, honorable guests, international and local faculties, Assalamu alaikum. I am deeply honored and profoundly grateful to receive this Lifetime Achievement Award. I attribute this to the blessing of Allah, the Almighty, for this honor and for this recognition. I acknowledge my mentors and my teachers for their guidance. I appreciate my dedicated colleagues for their expertise, professional collaboration, and unwavering commitment towards patient care, which inspired me throughout my medical career. To my institutions, both abroad as well as locally, such as Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences and Qaid-e-Azam Postgraduate Medical College, for providing me a forum and an opportunity with support and resources. To my students and trainees, whose presence gave me a purpose and determination to perform to the best of my ability. To my patients, whose gratitude was a soul-inspiring and strengthening experience. To my family, who appreciate my commitment and involvement in the pursuit of my career. I also take this opportunity to thank the membership of Pakistan Society of Nephrology and its office bearers for elevating me to the position of Patron-in-Chief of Pakistan Society of Nephrology. Last but not the least, I congratulate Professor Zahid Nabi and Professor Sajid Abbasi for this excellent, outstanding conference with the participation of our international luminaries who are going to share their experience with our local faculty. And last but not the least, I wish all the success for the incoming president and its team to continue and improve upon the things which have been established. Thank you, and God bless you all.
On behalf of the organizing committee and nephrology community, we extend our deepest gratitude and heartfelt congratulations. Your legacy will continue to guide and inspire us. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to our esteemed awardees. With this, we conclude the award and prize distribution segment. Thank you for being part of this celebration of excellence, past, present, and future. Nephrology knows no borders, and we are privileged to be joined by international experts who have traveled from afar to share their wisdom. Your willingness to engage with our local context and contribute to ethical and academic discourse is deeply appreciated. I will now introduce our distinguished international faculty individually. Professor Iranga Vijay Vikrama, renowned nephrologist from Sri Lanka, recognized for his contributions to kidney disease research and clinical nephrology. Professor Awais Masood, an internationally respected clinician scientist from the US with major contributions in critical care nephrology. Professor Stanley Fan, a leading transplant nephrologist from the United Kingdom, known for his transplant and PD and outcome research. Professor Ahmad Sokwala, a prominent nephrologist from Kenya, actively involved in advancing nephrology services and education in Africa. Dr. Bahram Khan, a UK-based nephrologist with strong academic and clinical interest in contemporary renal medicine. Professor Magdi Yaqub, a globally respected figure in nephrology from UK, recognized for leadership in renal medicine and transplantation. Professor Edwina Brown, an eminent UK nephrologist internationally known for her work in dialysis care and home therapies. Professor Rajneesh Mehrotra, a world authority in peritoneal dialysis from the United States with extensive academic and guideline contributions. Dr. Umar Farooq, a distinguished nephrologist from the United States, actively contributing to research and clinical excellence. Professor Lionel Rosting, a leading transplant expert from France, recognized for seminal work in immunosuppression and kidney transplantation. Professor Saeed Ahmed, a senior nephrologist from United Kingdom, and wide experience in clinical nephrology and education. Professor Bilal Mohsen, a respected nephrologist from Saudi Arabia, contributing actively to regional nephrology education and practice. Dr. Tasnuba Kashem, a distinguished nephrologist from Bangladesh, engaged in advancing renal care and academic nephrology. Professor Katie Richards, a UK-based nephrologist with recognized expertise in renal medicine and medical education. Professor Adnan Sharif, a leading transplant nephrologist from the United Kingdom, known for his work in transplantation outcomes and policy. Thank you for bridging the geographical gap in the pursuit of science. Your participation here today is a testament to a global solidarity of the nephrology community. We are deeply grateful for your commitment to Pakistani health care. Ethics remain the cornerstone of transplant medicine, particularly in societies where cultural, religious, and social values strongly influence clinical decisions. Ethical practice safeguards both patient dignity and professional integrity, making this discussion especially relevant in contemporary transplant medicine. It is an honor to host this important discussion on ethics in renal transplantation. This important topic will be presented by Dr. Khaja Hamiduddin Mujtaba Qadri, with expert commentary to follow by Professor Magdi Yaqub. So please.
Yes, sir. Where's my... A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I start with a prayer that Musa alayhi salam, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. This is translated as, my Rabb, my Lord, expand for me my chest and ease my task for me and make loose the knot from my tongue that they may understand my speech. So with that, I've been given the honor by the Pakistan Society of Nephrology leadership and the scientific and organizing committee to discuss some food for thought. I don't want to be between food and myself and Professor Majdi, but we are going to be looking at some aspects of ethics of organ transplantation. We're not here to judge anybody, and it's just a purely academic discussion based on the principles of ethics that I'm familiar with a career of about 35 years in nephrology, 2/3 of which was in transplantation. I was mentored by Professor Muhammad Amin, the founding dean of Shifa College of Medicine, who established a medical ethics learning group that I was part of for about 2 years, as good as a quarter of a century back. And one of those things that was discussed in there was by all the medical practitioners were the current contemporary issues in ethics, and with an Islamic bent or understanding to try and understand if there were any similarities or differences within the different versions that we allude to globally in terms of the philosophies we all follow. And I wrote an editorial about 20 years ago, and this is pretty much an update on that. But I do want to, again, start off with a tribute to those who have been parts of our lives over the last 25 years in Pakistan. This particular male, the 22-year-old male, was declared brain dead in Shifa ICU in 2010. And this was the 4th deceased donor organ transplant in Pakistan after 97, 2005, and 2007. And then we had a prolonged hiatus, and I have my own theory as to why we have not been able to promote diseased organ donation. And I really feel that possibly it's a case of competing interests that delayed that. But all those who are honored today, I think we honor them again and pay a tribute to them as we move along for bestowing this gift of life. So ethics, in a sense, systematically examines what is right or good or just in human conduct, whereas morality is the social, religious, or professional tradition and values about what is right, good, or just in human conduct. So it's essentially embedded within the philosophy that we all subscribe to. We cannot impose our ethics on our patients. We have to fall into the shoes of our patients and see what ethics they subscribe to and what philosophies they subscribe to before we can make some judgment or recommendations to them. And I think that's very important that we keep that in mind. So some ethical issues in organ transplantation that have been looked at in the past include whether one can take organs from anencephalic babies. What about diseased donor transplant in Muslim countries? Still no 100% consensus on that. Well, how about the living donors, whether they are paid or unpaid or under coercion? Or what about minors? How about the condemned executed prisoners as donors in China, patients in persistent vegetative state? Can they be used as organ donors? And now with this challenge of xenotransplantation, we'll all be called upon to make this particular call for our patients and the community. So in terms of Islamic ethical considerations, the importance is of the sacredness of life and human body, and that's the basic goal of maqasid of Sharia that we are asked to follow. And the concept of human body as an amana or trust that we do not own. The role of public welfare or maslaha over personal welfare, I think that's also an important principle. And the principle of ithar or altruism in promoting the concept of charity that lasts beyond our lives, sadaqah jariyah, is also another consideration that we have to be aware of. And finally, the concept of ownership of body and soul in Islam solely being to the Creator, attributed to the Creator, is something we have to be aware of from Islamic traditions. How about inclusion of organ donation in one's will? What about the diagnosis of brain death? Who shall decide? How about switching off of or life support in case of brainstem death? Is that death or is it circulatory death? How about the sanctity of the body being violated by retrieval of organs? Is that a consideration? And how to define the exact moment of death? In order to do that, we have to turn to the Islamic law sources that are important for us. So the Quran, we believe, is the first and most important source, considered the direct word of God, is the primary source, and the hadiths or the tradition of the Prophet ﷺ, Muhammad ﷺ, is the second most important source record of the words, intentions, and actions of Prophet Muhammad. But besides that, if we do not find answers directly from the first two sources, we are called upon to look at secondary sources like ijtihad, which is rational reasoning by intellectual effort if primary sources do not provide answers, ijma, or judgment by consensus either of jurists or entire communities, urf, which is a common practice among given society, and taqleed, which could be dogmatic advice from authoritarian figures. But then there are things like qiyas, which is analogical deduction either of jurists or entire community, and that also has al-maslaha, al-mursala, judgment in interest of public, or istihsan, which is preference based upon convenience or adoption of moderation. The Quranic concept of death in Surah Al-Zumar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah takes the soul at the time of death. And in Bani Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, they ask you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, concerning the ruh. Say, the spirit or soul is of the authority of my Lord of knowledge. It is only little that is communicated to you. So hence, it's not difficult to understand why there is a lack of consensus amongst Muslim scholars on both sides of the divide regarding the exact moment of death. When you're looking at life donation, the Islamic Fiqh Academy way back in 1985 in Makkah declared that it is permissible within the Sharia to remove the organ from one person's body and transplant it into another person's body in order to save the life of that person or to assist in stabilizing normal functioning of the organs of that person. But the condition needs to be that the donor's life is not harmed in any way, donor is voluntarily donates without any form of coercion. The procedure is the only medical means available to alleviate the plight of the patient, and that the success rate of the procedure is relatively high. For diseased or donation organ, one of the jurists, Qadi Mujahid al-Islam Qasimi, stated that once the brainstem dies, the soul leaves the body. But the opposing views were from Sheikh Mukhtar Salami, a Mufti of Tunisia, who said it would not be right to consider a person dead if they are brain dead as long as the essential systems of such a person are alive. So this debate will continue. But then the Council of Islamic Fiqh Academy in OIC in 1988 stated that it is permissible to transplant the organ from the dead to the living on the condition that it has been authorized by the deceased, like a living will, or by his heirs after his death. But the death could take form of either brain death or the circulatory death. But I like this particular fatwa from South Africa when they say that it's not the ulama from the religious denomination, but it's the ulama or the scholars from the medical community. They who are qualified to make judgments on brain death declare both a person brain dead, then the Sharia Islamic law concurs with the judgment and also regards this patient dead. There are theological arguments relating to organ donation in Islam. One is about what was quoted earlier on from the Quran: whosoever saves the life of one person, it will be as if they have saved the life of an entire humanity. And helping your fellow man in life will benefit you after death, the concept of sadaqah jariyah, or the charity which persists after your death, and necessity overrules prohibition. However, there are others who are against that particular view and do not subscribe to that, and that is what will happen in ethics, because there will be ethical dilemmas and arguments on both sides, and one needs to respect that. The most detailed fatwa was from Al-Bar Muhammad, and again quoting the Islamic jurist in Jeddah in 1988, endorsing all previous fatwas on organ transplantation, clearly rejecting any trading or trafficking of organs, and stressing the principle of ithar or altruism. If you look at a summary of Islamic fatwas from Ahl Sunnah denomination, all 70 fatwas allow for organ donation and blood transfusion. Autotransplantation is no problem. Allotransplantation sometimes has some restrictions in it that we talked about. In general, it is considered as an ongoing form of charity to donate your organ, whether in life or after death. And xenotransplantation has also been suggested to be acceptable in cases of necessity. From a fiqh Jafriya point of view, Ayatollah Khoi allowed donation of minor organs but not major ones which do not regenerate, like the kidney. But Ayatollah Sistani does not differentiate between that, and also Ayatollah Nasir Mukarram and Ayatollah Khamenei concur with this view, and that one can donate bigger organs like kidney, liver, etc. After death, Ayatollah Khoi and Nasir Mukarram state that donating some of the organs, whether minor or major, after death is permissible, provided one has expressed intention clearly. Ayatollah Khamenei allows this provided the body does not look like a mutilated body, and Ayatollah Sistani and Jawad Tabrizi do not recognize the validity of such a will, and they do not subscribe to organ donation. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini and Makarim Shirazi do permit disease organ donation from definite brain dead donors with permission if considered life-saving. From a Judeo-Christian Hinduism decrees, we have a multicultural society in Pakistan, and all denominations are present, and including in the nephrology community. And for Christianity, generally supports organ donation as an altruistic act and leaves decision on individuals. Church of England has stated organ donation is an act of Christian duty. Pope John Paul II also: we shall receive supreme reward from God according to the genuine and effective love we have shown to our neighbors. Judaism, all the prohibitions are set aside if there's a possibility of saving a life, and Hinduism likewise encourages donation. The Iranian regulated model has significantly decreased the waiting list, but the cons are that there is commercialization of humans as organ sellers and buyers, and that is not considered halal, at least by this particular Sawar Saraj. So the WHO guiding principles 1 to 6, you can read them from the web, and they talk about autonomy, opting in, you know that, beneficence, avoiding conflict of interest, non-maleficence for legally incompetent, and beneficence donating freely without monetary payment, and promotion of altruistic donation. And similarly, that physicians and health professionals should not engage in transplant procedures involving exploitation or coercion or payment to the donor or the next of kin of a deceased donor. So they want me to become the master of ceremony and announce, please kindly decrease your volume of communication amongst yourselves. So as a mark of respect to the speaker who's speaking his heart out. Thank you. So prohibition of fee exceeding justifiable fee for transplant, and then to promote justice in terms of allocation rules, and to make sure that the procedures are auditable and transparent. When you look at living donor nephrectomy, it's not without morbidity. And there is perioperative mortality as well, and we know about the risk of nephrectomy. And if you have 8 to 10% of global live donor transplants are based on organ sale, it's important to understand that they need to have an informed consent too, if they do consent to something like that, if you consider that reasonable. The Pakistan Human Organs and Tissue Act in 2010 prohibited buying and selling of human organs, and the Fiqh Council of North America, the 2018 fatwa, also talked about more or less the same things, including sadaqah jariyah for those who donate, no commercialization, absolute prohibition on the sale of organs, because the body is a trust or amana from God and not private property to be commodified. Altruism and consent is important, and there should be minimal harm, and there is a cautious approach by this academy. I'm not sure why. Perhaps it's dominated by one particular denomination. Maybe the Hanafi school is a little more cautious as opposed to the Shafi'i and other schools in Islam, and they do not subscribe to brain death, they subscribe to circulatory death. The Declaration of Istanbul, which was first there in 2008 and then in 2018 was revisited, says this very telling line that the success of transplantation as a life-saving treatment does not require nor justify victimizing the world's poor as a source of organs for the rich. And it recommends that organ donors, however, be provided with the opportunity to participate in life and health insurance schemes, and cost reimbursement should be provided to altruistic organ donors so that the procedure is considered as part of the organ transplant procedure and they do not carry the financial burden subsequently. So the summary of key Islamic fatwas, all of them predominantly allow brain death, and except for perhaps some parts of South Asia, and sale of organ is strictly prohibited. The Iranian perspective is regulated compensation we talked about. The principle's necessity permits the prohibited, harm must be removed, preservation of life, choosing the lesser of two evils. They are all there which support transplantation, and there should be, of course, no vital organs, and informed consent needs to be there, and there should be minimal risk involved with the process. For disease organs, of course, the verification of death can be through brain death or circulatory death, prior consent, sanctity of the body is important, and immediate burial should be arranged for the donors after harvesting or retrieval of the organs. This is one of the ISN Ethics of Kidney Care curriculum framework that is being currently led by Professor Dominique Martin in Australia, and I would encourage you all to take a look at it. And it talks about different aspects in dialysis, end-of-life care, including transplantation, and this is considered to be a document that they're developing a consensus for worldwide for nephrology training programs, which clearly state the same principles we've talked about so far, permissibility, and then with the right rules and of the game. So I end with this hadith for self-reflection. This is really directed at me, myself, and if you want to share that. On the authority of Al-Nu'man bin Bashir, he says, I heard the Messenger Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say, that which is lawful is plain, and that which is unlawful is plain. And between the two of them are doubtful matters, about which not many people know. So thus he who avoids doubtful matters clears himself in regard to his religion and his honor. But he who falls into doubtful matters falls into that which is unlawful. And that is important for all of us to recognize, and because this is talking about our heart and what our heart tells us what to do. So I acknowledge in the end all these heroes for me, the President and General Secretary of PSN, Professor Zahid Nabi and Professor Sajid Abbasi, and the Scientific and Organizing Committee, who had the courage to bring this particular topic out in the open and to address this threadbare, and Professor Majdi Yaqub, who is going to follow me, and inshallah he's going to enlighten us on different aspects. Subsequently, late Dean Muhammad Amin from Shifa College of Medicine, who taught me how to ask an ethical question, and the pioneering colleagues in the nephrology and transplant team that I was associated with earlier on at Shifa, Dr. Khaja Saeed, Professor Saeed Akhtar, Dr. Nayyar Mahmood, and Dr. Farhat Abbas, Professor Rubina Naqvi from SIUT for her critical review and feedback, and Professor Adibul Hassan Rizvi was my teacher at Dow and SIUT, SIUT for showing us the way. And thank you very much, and the stage is all there for Bhakti Aarti.
Thank you very much, the organizing committee. I'll repeat the same call as my very dear friend, Mustafa Qadri, just now said, that at least show some respect to the people who are talking to you, okay? We coming here and giving our time is also charity. It's not only giving money is a charity. Just to tell you, before I start, I feel very strongly about this, that the first crime committed in the mankind, when the first human being was ever created by your God, the first crime committed was not that I don't believe in you, not that I killed you, it was I am better than him. And you show the punishment of that person who said. And the second crime ever committed was disobedience. So if you talk, it is like the second crime ever committed in the mankind. So, Mustafa, I really apologize that what you had to go through. And I warned you, didn't I, when you said that the patience of the modern generation with this social media is not more than 2 minutes. So what my learned colleague just now said, I concur with everything what he said. And I thought that I will come here and make you trustees of this message to take this and implement everything what he said. You are the future. We are gone, we are done. It is you people I am looking up to take this message, what was just now put together by my learned colleague, and take it to whom? Was this message meant for you guys, which you didn't listen half of it? No. I have done this for last 30 years. And where did I start? You start with the patient sitting in front of you. He will say very simple, I am not allowed to give, or I don't believe in organ donation because my imam says so. This is what I got, okay? When I started this, my imam says, so I asked, can you go and ask your imam that how can it be that it's all right for you to be on the waiting list, but you don't believe in organ donation? And my professor was asking that he is going to look after, he is going to be involved in this transplant process. He is a Muslim. By doing so, is he committing a crime? Is he committing a sin? Go and ask your imam. Did I get any answer? Of course not. Okay? Remember, ethics is a personal thing. Ethics is not the home of religion. Ethics is a personal thing. And the cornerstone of ethics is honesty. And what is honesty? Truthfulness. And the bridge between honesty and ethics is integrity. That you will follow your moral principles even when nobody is looking. That is the true definition of honesty, ethics. That nobody is looking, but still I do what I feel is correct. Because every religion preaches that we become good human beings first. They don't want you to be a good Muslim. They want you to first become the good human being. And what is good human being? Unconditional love, tolerance, and compassion for every living being on this planet, and also for non-living being on this planet, because you are going to be asked about the climate change. That is also the amana. This planet is an amana of your God. And when you say that I will be punished, if anybody tells you that if I give an organ and God is going to punish me for doing something, remind them. Remind them this thing, that when my father, Adam and Eve, did not do what he asked them to do, he could have put them on Jupiter or Mars or some seriously bad planet, didn't he? That was a harsh punishment. Look at our merciful Lord, that when he evicted our parents, he chose this beautiful planet for us. This is his punishment, by the way. Our parents were evicted, which we all hope to go one day. That is the punishment of your Lord, this earth, which we have now made that, and we love it so much that we lip service. I want to go to heaven every morning, every prayer. Your imam will say, God, send me to heaven. But nobody wants to die to go there, because we love this place. This is your merciful Lord. And do you think that somebody is telling you somewhere that if you give an organ, you will be punished or struck by this thing? Just remind them that I believe in God, who is the most merciful. And second thing, why do we need them? So I was looking, I've done a lot of comparative religion, Mustafa, in the last 30 years. And I was looking at the meaning of last verse sent on our Prophet. After his last pilgrimage, he's going to Medina from Mecca. And at the time when that verse was released, those who were his companion started crying that his time is now limited. And what did he say? Allah says to Prophet, today I have perfected your faith. I've chosen Islam as your religion. For those who are non-Muslims, Islam, by the way, means simple thing. You submit yourself to one creator. So anyone in this audience who is not a Muslim, if he believes and submits his will to one creator, for me, he is following Islam. Okay? That is the last verse. And I have been looking for the meaning of this sentence and been thinking that when Allah says that we don't differentiate between any prophets, any angels, and any books, how come he is perfecting Quran by that sentence? And it occurred to me that what were the differences between other religions and what he wanted us to be different from others. In his revelation, he says that I am closer to you than your jugular. Now, try to reflect on that sentence, for God's sake. By saying so, he has liberated you from all the mullahs and the imams. He wants you to do the reflection yourself. Just show me a hand. How many of you, if I ask you and if I drop dead, that you will lead my funeral prayer? Or you will have to ask somebody to come and do it? Just raise hand. Thank you, Mustafa. Tell Tell me how many of you who would have a child and is getting married would be able to the nikah of his or her son. This is what we have done. We have devolved our religion matters, which we should be doing ourselves. Close your eyes. If you are in trouble, have taqwa. Believe that what God said is true. If you believe in that, He is here. And you will guide guidance. I don't have to go and ask an imam that can I give my organs or not. If my guidance says that it is the right thing to do, that's what she should be preaching. We should be good human beings first, for God's sake. Why I have to do fatwa? The fatwas are in so much disrepute in the Western world with how people have manipulated on this. There can be a fatwa on anything. Me and Mustaba's generation, we are very simple. Young generation is very smart. They can see hypocrisy when they see it. And they are not going to just sit, they will come and tell you, Dad, you are telling me not to smoke, but you were smoking a cigar yesterday. How did we ever challenge our parents? Of course not. Your current generation is going to tell you to your face that you are telling me to go to the mosque, but you never bloody go. That is hypocrisy. You are talking to that generation now. Okay? And a last thing, I beg to disagree, but one line I would like to add, Mustafa, everything's perfect. That a medical assisted dying is upon us. Even UK has passed a law. Many European countries have. And I want to remind you that in that list which you said, 11% of the Dutch organs come from these people. This is the ethical issue. Would your religion allow you to choose assisted dying when you have got terminal illness? And would you be using the organs from those? Final thing, I will end on this, and this is a lot of, please forgive me, Mustafa, that I honestly pity my nephrology colleagues in this country, where they have to go and beg a very simple earth move. This was the most moving and the treasure moment, what you did. I'm talking to you, sir. Okay? I'm just going to tell you this thing. That in a country, after more than 75 years of independence, you are relying for renal transplant as a life-sustaining therapy for patients with end-stage kidney disease. For me, it's shameful. And let me start with one thing which I'll say of my own. I would recommend you to read a book, 100 Most Influential People in Mankind History, written by Michael Hartz. Okay? First edition came in 1970s, second is 1988. And nobody has changed the order. He put 100 people on that list. And you will be pleased to know that the first one on that list is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Second one is Isaac Newton. Third one came Jesus, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. Fourth one came Buddha. And fifth came Confucius. And he's given the reason. It was controversial, but nobody has challenged it in a country way. It is still intact, that book. I'm not going to talk about these first five. I will take you to the 52nd person on that list. And I'll just show you, because sometime when I talk about hadith, etc., particularly the young generation says that you're telling us about Prophet Muhammad, who was a special chosen one, he had special powers, how we can do what he said. Yes, we can do it. He was an ordinary man. He was not an angel. It's been said. He's like he was among. But anyway, to just change the argument, I've chosen the number 52 on that list. And his name is Umar bin Khattab. Most of you know. I hope you know. And if you not know, he was the second caliph after Prophet passing on. His credit he has given, Michael Hurst, that why he chose him at 52. He was the first human being to have created Baitul Mal, which we call welfare system. That was his. He is the first person known to have created justice. And third, governance. Whoever got appointed in his reign, he had to be accountable. And he himself will take accountability of those people. These are the three things. And finally, Michael Hurst says that if it was not for Umar, Islam would have been a regional religion. What Islam today, which is more than 1.5 or 2 billion Muslims, is because of him. These are the four attributes he gives to him. In his reign, more than half of the world was under control. Okay? And I just want to take you in one evening of this great man, that the whole Medina, which is the capital of the Islamic State, is sleeping. He is going around all the streets of Medina with one of his companions. And he overhears a woman crying and consoling the children. She is a widow who has lost her husband during some war, and she's consoling the children. That go to bed, I know you are hungry, but our ruler is sleeping, and welfare system has not given us our ration for the month. It's one day late. Look at the modern ruler, they would have gone and shot that person, isn't it? What does he do? He goes to Baitul Mal, collects the whole ration of that woman, and puts it on his back. And his companion says, "Sir, let me carry it." His reply, "On the day of judgment, God is going to ask me, not you. It's my responsibility that during my reign, nobody should go hungry." Now, I'm going to do a little trick with you. That say it's modern time, and Umar bin Khattab is walking through a street of, say, Lahore. Okay? And he overhears a father and a mother telling their 22-year-old son, she's telling the mother, that you have got end-stage kidney disease. There is a life-saving therapy in the form of dialysis. And we have been denied that. And we want to tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And she's reading the verse before the verse my learned colleague said. Saving one life is like saving the whole mankind. We use it ad nauseum when we are doing the talks. Right? There is a line before that. The verse before, Al-Ma'idah, the same surah, which says, killing an innocent soul is like killing the whole mankind. Now remember, it's mankind. It didn't say Muslim. It didn't say Jew. It didn't say Hindu. It said mankind. We are not judged. We cannot judge anyone. He's the judge. He's going to ask you on the day of judgment what you did. And she says that write this line for our ruler who has not provided us with life-sustaining therapy so my son can live. Just imagine what Umar will do. Possibly he will call Mustafa, Zahid Nabi. Where is Zahid? He will call because he is the president. He will call my ex-ISN fellow, Ahad Qayyum, that you are sitting on ISPD and all these meetings as a chair. He will call you. And you will then call me because I am your friend. And say, look, this guy is going to ask us all this thing, how we can deliver dialysis to the whole of the country. That's what he's going to ask. What it will take. We go in thing and he's asking that because of your incompetence, not you guys personally, because of the incompetence of the people who have been put in charge to deliver free medicine to this country, people are dying and I'm going to be asked on the day of my judgment. That's what he's going to say, isn't it? Responsibility lies to the king. He has put those people, he put accountability for every one of them. So how we are going to deliver free dialysis and how much is it going to cost in Pakistan? Population of Pakistan, which is again very difficult to guess, is, say, argument said, 225 million. Give or take, that would be the case. For that, if there was a free dialysis for everyone in Pakistan, you will have an RRT program of 300 to 350,000 people. Okay? I'm talking of RRT. It is up to you to decide how many should have functioning graft, how should be on PD, how many on hemo. You will design hemodialysis program first. Those who do transplantation should be honest to your patients that transplant is an interval between two dialysis. How long that interval lasts, God only knows. It is still, you need dialysis. So say for 300 or 350,000, how many dialysis slots you need? 1 million. Okay? You will need at least 4,000 kidney doctors. I'm going very conservative here, okay? So this hall would be inadequate for PSN meeting. You'll need 30,000 nurses. I've already done the calculation. And if I go for the generous side to pay you guys looking after those, it will cost 5,000 rupees to give one dialysis. In philanthropy hospital, they charge 800 or 1,000. I'm giving you 5,000. 5,000 per dialysis. The total cost of the whole 350,000 RRT patient getting 3 times a week dialysis is 5 billion rupees. The budget of Pakistan is round about 18 trillion rupees. Okay? Sadly, an Islamic country, which we never mentioned, that riba is haram, isn't it? It is, not one time, many times. Pakistan pays 44% of that 18 trillion to service the loans you guys have taken from IMF or any other country. And that is compound interest. That leaves with little, then you give, because you want to defend yourself, $3 trillion, that does not include the proceed from Fauji Foundation. From your budget, 3 trillion go to defense. That left with 7 trillion. which runs the government. 5 billion is 0.06% of 7 trillion rupees. For God's sake, you can afford 0.06% of your budget. At least you won't have to rely on transplantation to save somebody's life. You will be doing to improve his quality of life. You may prolong his life, but his life will not be dependent on a poor transplant donor. You need to have life-sustaining therapy up front. You need that sort of thinking. I am sick and tired. We are low-resource countries. Your father of nation gave you the best country in the world. Just think what you have made of this beautiful country. You should be thinking that why can't we give free dialysis to every citizen, so I don't be culpable that on the day of judgment I will be written as that I have killed the whole mankind. This is the Quranic verse. When we are going to wake up as a nation, when this somber will finish, and have done a calculation. 5 billion rupees, if you don't want to spare that 5 billion, you don't have any. You have got 1 billion to join the peace bloody board, but you don't have, but $1 billion you have got, but you don't have 5 billion rupees. Say, if you don't buy Mercedes for all your government officials, for 5 years, it will pay for it. And I can put a hand on my heart and with a lot of pain, believe me what I'm saying, I don't want to say this thing. And I was debating with my colleagues that should I be controversial? Should I wake the consciousness of the participant? What should I do? I could have just stayed here, then, oh, wonderful, you are a jolly good fella, and sat down there. I'm not a hypocrite. Truth hurts. And I'm telling you, each one of you, including me, who's got any care for Pakistan, we have not looked after our citizens. How, with what face, Mustafa, you go to ask for a disease organ when you don't even have a national list? How are you going to allocate somebody, the son of this man, how are you going to allocate to the most deserving person based on some allocation criteria? I can simply say it's shameful. Yes, a lot of good things you guys are doing. But it is the responsibility of PSN, if you really care for renal care in this country, to take the lead and bloody go to all these administrators and managers who are running the health system in this country and recite this surah which I have given you, that if you don't provide free dialysis to my patient, it's like you're killing the whole mankind. You will have to answer it on the day of judgment. And if they've got even a slight bit of iota, they might give. And also you can give the solution. It's 5 billion rupees. It's nothing in the context of the things. So I am all for organ donation. I think it is the best. In England, we have got 70,000 RRT patients. Up to 50% of them have got transplant, functioning transplant, and 50% are on dialysis. Okay? And among those 50% who are on dialysis, only 15% of them are on PD. This is the most Western country you can get, where NHS is free. That country has adopted what Umar bin Khattab would have done. They have done it. And it costs £170 billion a year to run that NHS. And many of them don't even believe in God because they are good human beings. That's what moral teaches us. Honesty, integrity. You don't have to be a Muslim to be a good human being. Forget about this. You first become good human being. Everything else will follow. And just keep asking the question that if a person comes to your practice and you can't give that person free dialysis, just remember that, what I told you. It's not only saving one life, it also applies to taking one life and not giving somebody life-sustaining therapy because of the lack of whatever. You have got lack of facilities because we did not try hard enough. It is our responsibility as citizens. So my friends, colleagues, and particularly the junior faculty in this, don't take it personally. You have got the whole life ahead of you. And even if I inspired one soul among you whose conscience is awakened today, for me, this thousands of mile journey was worth it. Thank you very much.
Medicine without ethics is skill without conscience. Thank you, professors, for your wisdom and Islamic and global perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the inaugural session. On behalf of Pakistan Society of Nephrology, I thank you for honoring us with your presence and participation. Does anyone want to have any question-answer session? Anyone wants to ask any question? Okay. Before we disperse, I would like to briefly highlight the program for tomorrow. The second day of PSN Conference 2026 will feature focused scientific sessions with continued participation from our national and international faculty. This session will start at 8:30 100 hours sharp. The detailed program is available in the conference booklet. We request all delegates to be seated in time so that session may begin as scheduled. May I also request our respected speakers and session chairs to kindly adhere to the allocated time to ensure a smooth flow of scientific program. Please note that lucky draws will be held after each session tomorrow based on your attendance. We ensure all delegates to remain present in the halls during the sessions. You are kindly invited for the dinner. Dinner for the senior faculty is served right across the hall. Wishing you a pleasant evening. We look forward to enriching scientific program and continued collaboration over the coming days. Assalamu alaikum.